All right, welcome back to Good Day. I'm joined with Jim Vaught, Deputy Director of Emergency Management, of course, right here in Albany and Dougherty County. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
This weweek, as far as FEMA goes, is National Severe Weather Preparedness Week. Of course, we've been dealing with the state of Georgia and, trying to get folks prepared locally, usually a little bit earlier on our level.
Sure.
Nationwide, they're doing it this week, and we just kind of wanted to touch base with you and talk about some things that you may need in your car as well as your home as far as a disaster kit. And what we have here is stuff that you may need in your car as you make your way out and about. Let's say you're traveling. We have an air compressor here. We have jumper cables and that type of thing. What do folks need besides this? We don't have here?
It's not uncommon for you to be traveling. You may even going out north and getting into the snow. So you would like to have a blanket or a sleeping bag. Of course, you want water. You want non-perishable food that you just, in case you become disabled along the side of the road until help can get to you. You want those things to make it a little more comfortable for you, and maybe even some flares or markers so that you can notify people as they pass by that you need assistance.
Yeah, and something that we always talk about in your home that can also be portable is a NOAA weather radio. A lot of times you can take that with you. You know, you can tote it around on your trip or what have you, and that can come in very, very handy if you're, let's say, outside of a town and you need to listen to the latest weather or anything as far as an emergency goes, as far as severe weather. What would you tell people they should do in that instance if they're out on the road?
Well, you always listen to your radio, of course, but the National Weather Service radio, the NOAA weather radios, alert radios, will actually not only tell you about weather that's approaching your area that's severe, but it'll also give you tips on what to do, where to go, maybe where shelter's located in that area type thing, or maybe get off the highway and get under some protective area.
There may be road closures.
Correct.
You never know. And of course, we met with that just a short time ago with all the rainfall that we had here and lots of road closures and stuff. And of course, you never want folks to drive through that water if they do not know how deep it is. And of course, we saw that become a little bit of an issue for us at times, but really, thank goodness, on a large scale, we weathered it pretty well.
We did, very well.
No pun intended, but what do you say as far as a home kit? Let's get started with that, and then we'll pick up another interview with you here in just a few minutes, and we'll top that off. You guys have this on your website.
We sure do. We actually have, if you go to the county's website, you can look under the city department or the fire department, and underneath that we have a whole page, or listings actually, of tips, destructive weather tips, hurricane, tornadoes, flooding, what to do during those circumstances.
Right.
We also put in there a list of recommended items. But it's a personal list of things that you think you need to keep you going for 72 hours until you can have power back.
Yeah, and a lot of times, folks, they'll read that list and they think, I really wouldn't have thought of that had I not read this. So it really is good to go to a source such as your guys' source there, your website, and take that in. A lot of folks may not think, I need medication, I need, what if I get hurt, what if I get a bruise, I may need some Tylenol or something, to alleviate the pain, and lots of things that go into preparing for such a disaster or losing power for any length of time.
Exactly. If you wear glasses, you'd like to have a second pair of glasses in there. And remember, when the power goes out, the ATMs don't work. So it's nice to have a little cash also.
There you go. All right, we'll talk more with you in just a few minutes. Right now, we're going to turn it on over to Melanie. Melanie. Jim Vaught, Deputy EMA Director here in Albany and Dougherty County. And of course, we haven't really talked to you since the statewide tornado drill was back a few Wednesdays ago. How did that all pan out?
Well, we did actually have the schools go through this counts for their annual drill. Right. Each one of the schools performed an exercise with the students. They go to their safe place and then they report to the state and get credit for having accomplished that. So it was great to have that done.
Okay, and as we always stress, folks need to have an emergency plan in their own household. If everybody's home, or even if there's only one or two people that are home at the time. Kids, let's say, maybe they're teenagers, they need to know where to go in the event of, let's say, a tornado or some sort of weather emergency. Let's talk about that just a little bit. What do you advise people to do?
Well, we always advise people to get together as a family, sit down, discuss what you're going to do during an emergency, what you're going to do if you get separated. But also designate that site within your house that's your safe room. That's normally an interior room, a room without windows, and that's quite often a bathroom. Yeah. So we encourage people to plan to go to their safe place when we turn on the sirens and when the code red goes off.
Okay, and Code Red, of course, a great tool that you guys have here in the city. How do folks sign up for that?
Well, they can do it two ways. You can either go to the city and county's website, and they can click on the icon there for Code Red, or if they don't have access to a computer or they want somebody to do it for them, I'll be glad to do it for them. Just call the fire department. It takes me a couple of minutes, and it's painless and free.
All right, and what's your phone number down there?
Call them at 431-2155.
Okay, and also now let's take a quick talk about on a national scale. What is it that FEMA wants folks to know as far as emergency goes? Of course, we've dealt with Superstorm Sandy, lots of stuff over the last few months. What do you tell people in the event of a national emergency, or if they're traveling to a different location?
Well, we ask people to have two kinds of emergency kits. We have a kit that you keep in your car at all times, and also have a home kit. And they're really personalized. There's some standard things: water, non-perishable foods, can openers, radio, flashlight, batteries. Those are common things. But you might have special medication needs. You may have small children that need formula. You may have pets that need certain things. So you tailor it to your own event, to your own needs during the events that may be up to 72 hours before first responders can get to you.
And is it a good idea maybe to link up with other family members that may live in the same state but in different areas, or maybe regionally speaking?
If you become separated, you want numbers that you can call and say, hey, I don't know where everybody else is, but I'm here, or they can do the same thing. So yes, you do want either an in-state and even an out-of-state point of contact to contact.
Okay, well, Jim, thanks for coming in this morning and telling us all about that. Now it's time to turn it back on over to Melanie. She's outside live. Melanie.